Yo guys, what is going on? It is your boy Nick from Run the Foot Market. I'm coming at you guys with some pretty cool content today. It's something that I feel like not a lot of people have touched upon, and I have a ton of trading methods, a ton of investing methods that are going to make you guys a ton of coins in FIFA 19. Don't you guys worry. A lot of people are asking me like, how do we even trade early on, all that kind of stuff. Stay with the channel, keep subscribed. We're going to have a lot of good videos coming out a little bit closer towards that web app period. The web app should be out, I think it's on the 19th. Of September 19th to 20th, so we're now the 30-day or less countdown, which is super exciting because you guys know how it works, man. When FIFA 19 comes out, it is just a mess. It's busy, it's crazy. We have market crashes every freaking other day. We have new content, we have new gameplay, we have new things to grind. It's going to be a really nuts time of the year. But this video today is going to be really helpful, I think, in terms of getting you guys to understand a new investing method, right? And I want to talk about it, and I want to talk about players that I like in this new investing method, and just things like that. So if you guys do enjoy the video today, drop a thumbs up. It should help some of you guys just kind of conceptualize and think about. I don't even know if conceptualize is a word, guys. You guys know me. I'm always trying to boast myself, trying to sound like a smart guy, right? Half the time I'm an idiot. But guys, what we're going to be talking about today is, I know you guys are seeing a screen of transfers, and you're probably sitting here like, what is he talking about transfers for? All right, this is what I want to talk about with you guys. New players in FIFA are always a very big hit. And it's something that I don't think a lot of people like I've been talking about Team of the Week 1. If you guys don't know what that video is about, or the video has been about, those videos are already on my channel talking about how I'm going to invest like crazy in Team of the Week 1 because they're rare. They will go up in value. I talked about a little bit about ones to watch. We're going to make more ones to watch videos as we move forward about updating the predictions, talking about cards that will be good going out of packs. This video is going to be about transfers, and not every transfer gets a ones to watch. So that's why I want to talk about transfers in general and not this year's transfers. These are all transfers. Well, these are all transfers that are going to be at FIFA 19, new cards, potentially new positions. So these will probably all correlate. All these new transfer cards probably will somewhat correlate to their FIFA 19 rating. So a lot of these cards in here will be probably 90% of what their rating / value will be in FIFA 19. So looking at it originally, this is what I want to talk about. How important these cards are to the market next year, and how important it is to get on these cards early. Because these cards all right here that you see on my screen, we're going to talk about a ton of them, and I'm going to tell you guys which ones I like the most. All of these cards are going to be kind of similar to other cards in the beginning of the game next year, where people are going to be opening packs the first few days and listing them on the market to get coins. And out of all the cards in the game, these are going to be some really good options for you guys to invest in. And I'm telling you guys from my experience, from my knowledge on the market, telling you guys which cards are going to be used in weekend league teams, which cards are going to be used in rivals teams, who are people excited to go play with. So that's what it's going to be today. So obviously the first guy that we're going to talk about is Cristiano Ronaldo. I mean, you can't deny that this is not a card that people are excited to play with. It's still 1 fucking million on Xbox. I don't know how that's possible. Still 1 million, his gold card on Xbox. It is a striker version. He's going to have the 5-star skills. He's going to be ridiculous next year. He's going to be a very good card. And Ronaldo's the ultra hype man. The reason why I want to talk about Ronaldo is a little bit as well is Calcio A, especially Juventus cards, should be a little bit more affordable, like everything is the first few days when FIFA comes out. That is something I would look at. I always tell you guys, man, like EPL is the way to go in terms of investing. I would very much take a look at some Calcio A cards, especially from Juventus. We'll talk about a potential few of them. I'm really liking Dybala, however you pronounce his name, Douglas Costa. Cards like that should be really interesting because you're going to have Ronaldo in that team, which means that you're going to have a lot of people trying to link Ronaldo, trying to use Calcio at teams, and that is a card that is going to be highly sought after. Higuain, Sanchez, Buffon, none of these cards right here stand out to me as cards that you guys need to get on as an investment. I think Courtois is somebody that I'm very interested in. That's going to become the best goalkeeper in the La Liga in FIFA. It does not mean that he's the best in La Liga. I think Keylor Navas is fantastic. I think Ter Stegen is fantastic. Ter Stegen is very overpowered this year, so that is something to keep your eyes on. But Courtois is not bad in net in FIFA, and this could be a card early on that is maybe pretty cheap and is going to have a lot of hype to it. This is you're talking Courtois at Real Madrid in FIFA, so this is a card that I think a lot of people will eventually want to get in their teams, and I think it's a very good card to do hybrids with if you want to do an EPL La Liga team, right? Because you can link Ramos at one center back. He gets a strong link to Courtois, and then you could get another center back by the likes of Company, Vertonghen. So many center backs, Alderweireld, that play in the Prem that are usable. So that's a good way to do hybrids, and that's how you have to think. Talking about some other cards, And we're talking a little bit bigger before we move on to the smaller guys. But look, this video is very important, guys, because all of these cards that I'm talking to you guys, we've talked about 2 so far, are going to be cards that are relatively affordable early on and are going to be cards that skyrocket because they're new, they're at a new club, and it's got the hype. This guy, Arturo Vidal, man, I know this is like going to be a big-time guy. I think this is big, and I think if he gets a once to watch, oh my lordy, this is going to go up a lot. This gold card is going to be very sought after. You have 2 players every year in the central midfield that you know are going to be overpowered. At least 2. You have probably 5 to 10. The 2 that I'm thinking about is Nainggolan and Vidal. Every single year, these 2 guys are very usable, very meta in teams, and they just get the job done. So I think that Vidal is realistically a card that is going to be booming next year. I think that this is going to be a great card. Barcelona, Real Madrid, Man United, Man City. You're talking about fan bases that are massive, that correlate to FIFA, and whether you want to hear it or not, right? We're talking top 5, top 10 clubs in the world in terms of popularity. So we don't care at the end of the day. I don't care if it's a fan. I don't care if I'm not a fan of what club. I'm a fan of whatever makes me coins in this game, right? So if we're looking at Vidal, he's going to make you coins. I don't care if you don't like Barcelona. You're going to be investing in him and his gold card early on because he's going to rocket. We talked about it every year, and for the last 2 years, there's always this date, which is October 8th, and that's always the kind of 2-week period in terms of when FIFA's been released. That is always the market peak every year. If you look at FIFA 17, you look at FIFA 18, go look at any player. I would say 90% of players, that's their market peak around that time between the 5th and the 9th of October. So that's ideally, we want to get on these cards by the latest end of September and then sell them and flip them that week or whenever you're happy with the profit. And that's just my take on it. I think Socrates will have some hype plan for Arsenal. I think he offers actually a very usable center back in the Prem. I don't know if I would go crazy on it. If he does get a once to watch, I will go crazy on that. But again, we're talking Nainggolan, right? And I know he's not changing leagues, but this is big time, and he's going to be able to link to Perisic. So many other players with that Inter. You know, Roma, he could link to Manolas, and I get that. But I feel like with Inter, his links are a little bit more valuable. It's going to be interesting to see how that works. I do like Raja Nainggolan a lot. Not really crazy about a lot of these. I think the Premier League has a lot of goalkeepers, so I'm not going to go crazy about Leno. I think he'll be more SBC based. But then you move on and you talk about actually some very, very usable gold cards. Fabinho is the first one. I think Fabinho is... I'm telling you guys, man, I'm going to talk a little bit more in future videos about like ones to watch cards and those kind of guys going out of packs. Fabinho is one of my favorite investments, and I just wanted to get it on record. While you guys are on my YouTube, while you guys are watching my videos, Fabinho is one of my favorite investments going forward in FIFA 19. I think that this card, he's going to get a ones to watch. He's going to be out of packs. He's Brazilian playing in the Premier League. He's got good work rates. He's a big boy on the field. He's got good pace, good passing, good dribbling, 84 defending, 85 physical. He's not that clunky. He's going to be a very meta player next year for the first month. So I'm very interested in him. I want to talk more about this 84 tab, man. These guys are not all SBC guys. These guys are going to be very hyped up early on in the game because they're big transfers and they're moving to big clubs. Lamar at Atletico Madrid, I fucking love, man. I don't know what it is about it. It's the French. He's been playing well recently, and it's the cam position change. I think that cam position change for me is so interesting. Now, the one part about Lamar that I don't love is he's got that 2-star weak foot, but understandably, it's still going to be a very usable card and somebody that's really overpowered. And then moving on, guys, like realistically, those are probably like my 5 favorites. But obviously, you're going to have some big boys like this. And I know some of these cards are going to get ones to watches and they're going to go out of packs. So that's why we're not done yet. We're going to talk about some cards that probably won't get ones to watches that are good ones. But Goretzka's one that I think is phenomenal. Goretzka's very overpowered. And if he's anything like he was this year, he's going to be the meta player early on. Goretzka was probably one of the most hyped up center mids in this year's FIFA early on. And he's a guy that you can't go wrong with as an investment. He should skyrocket as the weeks go on. And just to clear this up, guys, these are transfers that are going to be overpowered in meta next year, have big names, big club names, and you're going to have the opportunity to buy them in the first few days when FIFA comes out after you make some coins. And we will talk about those methods as we move on a little bit closer so you guys can remember those a little bit better. A lot of this stuff is theoretical stuff, so I can get this stuff in your guys' heads so you guys can all understand what you're looking at or what you're moving into as we move closer. So a few other things that I like, and this is the next one. With 2 of them we're going to talk right here. And I know I'm going to miss some of these on this page that you guys want me to talk about. But 2 cards that I think are going to be very, very, very interesting for me is Malcolm and Kovacic. I think that both of these guys have a lot of hype. I like Malcolm. He's a right wing. Brazil. You're talking Brazil. That's big. And then you're talking Barcelona. And then you're talking 4-star, 4-star. And then you're talking, he's the boy, right? Like, he's that boy who's, like, gone to Barca. He's got a lot of hype around him. Like, Malcolm is a guy that I really enjoy as a potential investment. I think that that guy has a lot of hype around his name, and I think that that's going to come back with some promising returns for a lot of you guys. I think Malcolm's going to make a lot of you guys money next year, especially my low to medium investing guys on those budgets. I think Malcolm's going to be great for you guys as an investment next year. I think he's going to do a very good job of making a lot of you guys coins. I think he offers so much as an investment, right? I know his shooting is not in the 80s, but you got to look at it and say, we're talking starter squads. We're talking about who do people want to rock early on in their teams. He could be one. And then we're talking Kovacic, man. That's a big transfer to the Prem. And that's going to be a card that, you know, he offers that burst of pace in your team. He's going to be all right. If Bakayoko is still high rated, he's going to be a good one next year. But again, I don't think that rating is going to be accurate. I think Bakayoko is going to get a big downgrade, probably about 80 rated, something like that. So I will keep your eye on that. And then a few others that we could talk about, guys, is Jorginho. Jorginho's another one that Jorginho's going to be Italian. He's going to be good for hybrids. He's going to get that strong link to Kovacic or any Chelsea player, obviously. But I think that he offers a dynamic in a team that is not that common within the Premier League, having that Italian central midfielder. So I think that's going to be good for hybrids and things like that. And then Felipe Anderson's going to be really interesting. You guys notice that I'm talking a lot about Brazilians. I'll tell you this, guys, from experience of investing and everything like that, Brazilians, you never can go wrong with investing. I think they always do a good job. And for me, this is going to be a card that is overpowered as hell. I think I invested last year in his Lazio card. I think I got on him early on, and I bought him around, I want to say like 1 or 2, and he went up to 3. So now that he's in the Prem, I think this offers a different dynamic of an investment, and I think you got to keep your eye on him for that. And look, not all these transfers are going to get ones to watches. So even the ones that don't go out of packs, for me, can still go up in value. I think the last one that I really want to talk about, the last two, again, they're going to be Premier League guys. But the first one, man, I think Ricardo Pereira is going to be one of the most overpowered players in the Premier League in FIFA this year. I think he's going to be phenomenal. I think you look at it like, this is a very good card. 88 pace, 77 defending, 81 dribbling. That's a great starter card. He's got a 4-star weak foot playing right back. He's a guy that I like a lot. Keep your eye on him. Trust me, especially if he gets the ones to watch, he goes out of packs, get on him. And then Fred. I think Fred, he's got a very well-balanced card. You can't disagree with that. Again, he's Brazilian, and it's a card that is going to get a lot done for you on the pitch. So I think that this is another guy that you look at and say, hey, that could be a potential pretty good investment. And so, yeah, guys, that's kind of where I'm at. I've never really done a video like this, and I don't think I've ever watched a video talking about, like, the importance of hype around a lot of these new players. So those are like 10 to 15 players that I think will have a lot of FIFA hype next year and will climb up a lot after the game comes out. Those are guys that I think are going to be in people's teams, are going to be getting bought up on the market, are going to just get in squad builders and everything like that. And you're going to see a lot of people using those cards, whether it's pros, content creators, people are going to go follow them and use them as they hear good things. All those cards should be overpowered. They all have good nations. If not good nations, they play for good clubs, and they're big marquee transfers, so they have a lot of hype around them, especially like Malcolm, Vidal, things like that are just great for that kind of stuff. So I'm thinking those guys are really good looks. If you guys enjoyed the video today, drop a thumbs up, man. I'm loving making this content on YouTube right now. I'm getting so excited for FIFA 19. If you guys are just enjoying that stuff, let me know in the comments down below. I was popping down in the comments down below to say what's up to you guys. Thank you guys and everybody for tuning in and watching today. I'm hoping it helped, and I'll see you guys in the videos very soon. Peace out, guys.